Hey there. You know what time it is. Sheridan Mish is here. 36th day in a row to tell you it's all going to be okay. So I am just sitting back, waiting for people to jump on board. Oh, Irene is the first one on, and Kathy. Hello, Kathy. And Autumn is jumping on. I love it. People are jumping on board. Hey there, Marcy. Great to see you all on tonight. Or for any of you who are from the South, it's good to see y'all. And I'm not sure, what's the dividing line of y'all? Is it Virginia? Is it Maryland? Is it the Mason-Dixon line? I don't know. Where is the dividing line of y'all? Does anyone know? Hey there, Janelle, seeing on there. Mike Matruli. Love Aunt Sue putting the it's all going to be okay there down. I like it. Hey, Tammy, Carrie Litz on board. So the Mason-Dixon line, that's right. And so it's interesting. But yeah, what is the line between y'all and, I don't know, you? And then I guess, once you get into Utica, you go to East Utica, all of a sudden it's you guys. So it all depends on where you're from. That line of East Utica, the used guys line, is probably somewhere south of the Parkway. Maybe, gosh, I don't even know. But somewhere, there's that pocket in East Utica. It's all used guys. It's Corona. All right. So, Aunt Sue's got the PJ and wine. Nice. Used. Love it, Carrie. Hey, so, hey, Jillian, seeing you on board here tonight. So listen, I've got a few things besides telling you, it's all going to be okay. And I've been telling you that, and you're going to see some stuff tonight. I'm going to show you. You won't be surprised. What I'm going to tell you about are the kids, because I've said it before, kids with exclamation points, and it doesn't stop. It's almost like it really is comical, right? Because it gets to the point where here they are, Allison is 26 years old, still living at home. And of course, now that being said, she's been home and away from home, and then back home, and then away, and then back home, and then away, and then back home. You never know. She's probably splitting her time 50-50 now. I don't even know. But she's home. So, but the kids, I've been working. We get home, and I want to be thankful, first of all, for the kids. Autumn and Allison, and I believe it was Autumn was more of the driving force, but they made dinner for us. Autumn made a Parmesan-type Alfredo sauce from scratch. It was phenomenal. She made bread from scratch, bread rolls, all braided and twisted. It was great with olive oil and garlic. So Irene and I came home. There was dinner on the table. It was awesome. So just truly blessed to have great kids that are going to do that and put that effort in to do that. And so good lessons. They get their cooking skills from their mother. I am certain of that. So yeah, they were awesome. Autumn might have moved herself back up the list in the kids list. Autumn might have gotten back into first place. But the kids, so they've been here all day. Allison, I'm gonna go live here. It's like 10 o'clock, and Allison's talking about, she's running through the room, she's going upstairs, coming back down, getting blankets, pillows. Then she's talking about taking a shower. She's like in and out. Like, Allison, what are you doing right now? You couldn't have showered all day today? Oh, man. Yeah, Jill, you can borrow them now if you want. We'll drop them off. Speaking of which, with the kids, Allison, because this is how she is. She was the kid who had tattoos at 13 years old, and we found out about it like 2 years later through someone else. But yeah, Allison. So Allison went, and I said no more pets in the house. Then a week ago, Allison bought a hamster, decided to bring the hamster back, and I'm like, oh God. She's like, no, I'll take care of it. I'll do great. And I'm believing Allison's responsible. So thanks, Liam. I love your feedback, and I'm glad that you give approval for the title, because it is all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay, brother. And I know you're preaching that good message out there too. Liam Schubel is one of the best chiropractors in the world. He's tops, and someone that I look up to and love to watch his videos and learn from him. He's just he's an amazing person, and he is fighting for people's rights and just doing good things in the world. He's an awesome person. So thanks, Liam. It means a lot coming from you. So Allison gets the hamster. The hamster now is here, and then so we're eating dinner. Andrew is down, and so we're all eating. And it's a shock when Andrew gets a chance to eat with us. We feel blessed. So we're all eating around the table. Then Andrew starts yelling about the damn hamsters making noise, and Allison says, "I spent $20 on the quiet hamster wheel," and then Andrew's like, "I can hear it." So then we all quiet, and you can hear it. And then the girls are like, "No, that's the wind chimes outside." And the wind chimes are going, so you can hear those. It's a beautiful sound. But then all of a sudden, you're like listening. You can hear the hamster wheel going. So Andrew's yelling. He goes upstairs. He's yelling at the girls. Allison's yelling back, and it's just back and forth yelling at each other. And then all of a sudden, I go and check out the situation and say, "Yep, it's a hamster wheel." And then Andrew starts yelling again, and the girls are going at it with him, and just fun times. And then Andrew grabs the mask, puts the mask on, and says, "I'm going out." So we'll see him later. He'll be back. Anyway, hey, listen. So there's all this concern about health and infectious disease and whatnot, and vaccine. Religious rights were attacked across the country prior to this whole COVID crisis, and there was a lot of vaccine issues and religious exemptions being attacked, and personal exemptions. But I'm not even going to get into that necessarily. But what I do want to just say is, I thought about this was, and I mentioned it last night briefly, is there used to be chickenpox parties. Chickenpox parties. So a kid would get chickenpox, and all the parents would go and bring their kids over to that person's house, and people would hang out, let the kids get exposed to chickenpox, and just fight it off, get natural immunity to help boost, and I shouldn't say boost, I should just say train their immune system to be excellent at fighting it off, and just have superior immune system. So their chickenpox parties used to happen. I don't think anybody is having COVID parties anytime soon. But it's just interesting how things are. And I guess, the chickenpox really weren't that serious, and COVID is certainly a different situation. How about last night? Oh, before I even get into it, because I'm gonna get into the COVID stuff here, and then I got a good message at the end, something that's short and brief, but it's super powerful. So that being said, I want to tell you that today we were at the office. We had a short little break, and I said to Irene, "Man, I'd like to get some coffee." So I sent her on a coffee run quick over to Hipster Cafe in Oneida, and my go-to drink there. Oh, cool fun fact for those of you that don't know, Hipster Cafe in Oneida uses coffee from Utica Coffee. So that's their coffee. Utica Coffee is served at Hipster Cafe. So that's our go-to when we're at our Wampsville office. Otherwise, if we're in Utica, we go to Utica Coffee. Sometimes Domenico's, but usually Utica Coffee. Okay. So what I was going to say is this. So I tell Irene what I want, and my go-to at Hipster Cafe is the caramel macchiato. That I love it. It's my favorite drink that they make over there. And so I sent her a text. She wanted to confirm that that's what it was, and I said, "Yep." And then I followed it up with, just like you. And it's hot. Irene, it's hot. Irene's got caramel skin. She's got dark hair. She's sweet, and she's stimulating. That's my woman. Hot mama, Irene. She's my caramel macchiato. Love her. Love her to death, that caramel macchiato, my baby. All right. Let me get into talking about this crisis that's going on, and more of telling you that it's all going to be okay, and just what the evidence is showing, and if that we all just step back. And I'm not going to start telling you that there's some sort of conspiracy, even though there are certainly people conspiring somewhere. But so Irene and I, when we got done last night, we sat back on the couch and we watched our favorite news after our local news that we watched. We watched CKWS, the Kingston, Ontario news, because we love getting Canadian news. I feel as though it's a... It's just, I don't want to say less politics. Speaking of which, in Canada, there's 4 major parties in Canada. You want to talk about politics? Like there's four parties in Canada. It's I don't know. I don't know if it's biased or not biased, but the news, we enjoy the news. So here's the thing. Here's the facts, folks. The facts. Hey, Connor. Tom Tucker's watching. Hey, Tom. Great to see you. Great to see you. And Sylvia. Hey, so here's the facts. In Canada, in the whole province of Ontario, the entire province, which has 14.5 million people, 14.5 million people in the entire province of Canada. How many deaths did they have due to COVID? Total, so far, 584. 584. That's it. That's it. And how many died? I'm sorry, that's how many died is 484. And not that it's a small number, comparatively speaking, right? Of that, 367 were in nursing homes. So that means, quick math, 223. 223 people in the entire province of Ontario died from coronavirus. That's it. That's it in all of Ontario. So I don't know. Things just don't add up down here. Things just aren't right. And I'm going to show you some facts here in a couple minutes. So I got a whole other theory. You know, you've been told that old people are the ones that are at risk for dying. And then it hit here in the United States. And then you saw that they were saying there was a larger percentage of younger people that were dying. And they were finding out that a lot of those initially were people who were vaping. They've already had their lungs susceptible and weren't necessarily at the best level of health. But here's something I want you to think about with these comorbidities, and I'm going to just pull up quick here on my computer the comorbidities and just read them off to you. Because the top 10 in New York, the top 10 comorbidities, oh, whoa, what is going on with my computer? Oh, maybe it's updating. Maybe they're giving us new stats. So here's the numbers, though. The number one of the 14,828 people that died in New York State, 89% had a comorbidity. Hey, Anna Maria, happy birthday to you. I see you're watching. Happy birthday, Anna Maria. Brian Reese is on board. Hey, what's going on? Hello, Jenny. Hello, Brianne. Good to see you. Or Marion. One of you. Maybe both of you are watching. Good to see you guys. So here's what I want you to see and know about. So the 10 comorbidities. 89% of the people that have died in New York State had at least one of these. Hypertension, diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease, dementia, kidney disease, atrial fibrillation, COPD, cancer, and stroke. So those are the top 10 comorbidities. Interestingly enough, smokers are not on that list. So you would think, and asthmatics are not on that list. So then you got to start thinking, like COPD is similar in terms of the damage to the lungs that vaping does. So I get that. But you got to start thinking, like, what's going on? So 80,500 of the 14,000 plus people that died had high blood pressure. Another 5,500 had diabetes. Another 3,000 had high cholesterol. Take those top three, and the rest, the number just drops off on the other comorbidities. I want you to think about this, because you watch the television, you see the commercials, which you haven't seen many of these types of commercials on TV, so think about it. Think about it. I'm going to poke the bear. Poke. Side effects. Side effects. Nobody's talking about that. You're not seeing the drug commercials on there talking about taking your medication for this, and the other thing, and watch out for 60 seconds worth of side effects while the person's happy and walking through the woods and they're painting and coloring and playing with their grandkids and they're just enjoying the time in the car and they're on the boat and they're just sitting watching the waves come in on the beach with this peaceful drug commercial. You're not seeing the drug commercials talking all about those side effects, because I'm poking the bear, and what I'm telling you is that watch those three top comorbidities and the amount of drugs and medication that people are taking for those, don't be surprised if it comes out that it's actually the side effects of those drugs cause people to be weakened and be susceptible to COVID. Because who's not dying from, who's the small number of deaths? Because I'll tell you what, 95% of the people in New York State who have died are 50 and over. 95%. 85% of the people who have died are 60 and over. Who's taking those drugs? Who has that list? When you look at the comorbidity list, it's all those age group. Why is it there? You got to think. You got to think. And all these people dying in nursing homes, I know they're all cooped up, but what are people in nursing homes getting fed morning, noon, and night? And I get it that the people that are in nursing homes are people who are sick to begin with, and they're already susceptible. And the reason why they're there is because even being at home has become too much for loved ones to take care of. But they're in these nursing homes and getting pumped full of drugs. Watch. Just watch. If somebody comes through that has the guts to go and do the research, that isn't going to get assassinated by some drug company, but watch, because I'm telling you right now, don't be surprised if there's some sort of connection with Jell-O. Jell-O? Is it the Jell-O, Aunt Sue? Is that where they put the drugs in with the Jell-O? Don't be surprised if it's all tied back to some sort of side effects. Just think. And just when you're watching TV, see how many drug ads there are. How many things have I been telling you besides it's all going to be okay that I was saying before about, and this was probably 2 weeks ago, I was saying, hey, why don't they tell us, like, when should somebody go to the doctor? You know, say, hey, listen, if you think you may have COVID, you know, don't panic, stay home, isolate yourself, but if you have this, and this, then call your doctor. How many people have seen the commercial with Fauci and the Surgeon General and whomever else talking about, hey, if you think you have it, stay home. Don't go to your doctor. Don't go to the emergency room. That's what I said that 2-3 weeks ago. Go watch my live videos from before. I said that before. How about the governor today? Governor of New York, Governor Cuomo, finally making some sense. He made some sense today. Why? Because he said, hey, upstate New York, central New York, western New York, southern tier, North Country are different parts of the state, just like New York City and Long Island. It's all different parts of the state. So we got to treat it differently when we're looking at opening it up. Yeah. The stats are that 7% of people above Westchester are the deaths. 93% of the deaths are Westchester, down New York City, and all through Long Island. So, yeah, maybe it would be a good idea to take a look at it that way and address the state and when we're looking to open things back up. And one of the things I've said on a previous video was, give us some indicators. Like, what are you waiting for? What are the markers? What are the metrics? What are the stats that you're looking to possibly make your decisions on? They had no decisions. They had nothing they were saying. Well, finally, at least the governor said today, which I think this kind of came through federal level and CDC, but they said if the numbers over the course of 2 weeks are flat or going down, then we're going to start opening things up. Hey, give us some hope. Give us something at least we can look at and see and say, wow, we're doing a good job. You know, we're social distancing. We're wearing our masks. We're being good citizens. We're being good servants and socialites. And that its numbers are here and they're going down. So yeah, thank you. Thank you for giving us that hope, something to look forward to, something to track, to want. So it was great that he said that. All right. So I was telling you about all those numbers. Let me give you some other stuff here, and I'm going to end up turning the camera around because I want to be able to show you this. This is something that so take a look at the numbers. Oh, I'm going to bring this down. You're going to see this here. So hopefully you can see here. So here's our fun graph here of the cases. And you can see it's gone up, it's coming down. Things have certainly plateaued, but we're on our way down. Yeah, you can see that. And this is the total people tested and the people tested positive. This is the total tests. These are the total positive cases for COVID in New York State. Back here, right here, so you see this spot right here when it's all teeny tiny here, March 17th. Yeah, March 17th, that was when I told you it's all going to be okay for the first time. And everybody panicked, and I kept telling you it's all going to be okay. And here we are, and guess what? It's all going to be okay. I've been telling you that. So just look at the numbers, all right? So I just want you to know that it's all going to be okay. I've been saying it. What are some of the other things, too, to take a look at? Is the numbers of people tested. Because you can go on the New York State website. It's covid19tracker.health.ny.gov and a bunch of everything else. But you can take a look on that on your own and see that the numbers of people, and that Madison County today had no new cases. Oneida County had 5. So the other thing, too, is the positives. So this is the other thing that's really interesting, because and again, I start saying these things, and I really feel as though I need to wear body armor, because I feel as though I'm just telling you things that nobody wants you to know, because they don't tell you these things. You actually have to look and dig. But I'm doing the work for you, because I feel that you deserve to be informed with the facts and the truth, and I cite my source. I'm not just sharing facts. So here's the thing, because what you're told and what you see is that we're doing all the testing. New York State is administered more tests than any other state. New York State has administered more tests than any other country, a higher percentage for the population. And I believe that the governor is telling the truth for that, and I totally appreciate that and the effort that's being put to get these tests out. But what they're not telling you is this, that when you actually look at the percentage of people, that if they're testing the highest number in New York City, the percentage ratio for tests to positives in all of New York City is 46.4%. 46.4%. So you're talking almost half the people that get tested are being diagnosed with COVID. And then how about for counties here locally? Madison County is 13.5%. 13.5% compared with 46.4%. And we're not testing everybody like everybody's getting tested in New York. It's totally different. Totally different. Oneida County is 14%. So 14% Oneida County, 13.5% Madison County, 46.4% New York City. And that's where all the tests are. They've been testing everybody there. Everybody. Something you're not being told. There's interesting things going on that you don't know. Here's another thing that you might not know, because again, I get this information through different sources of doctor sites and healthcare sites I'm tied into, and so this is actually from some of the stuff I get from Medscape here. And so here's a fact. Over 10,000 healthcare workers have tested positive for coronavirus. 10,000 have tested positive. Healthcare workers. All right, makes sense. They're the ones that are in it, front lines, exposed to it probably early before any of these measures were. Shortage of PPE, totally get it. 10,000 and this is in the entire United States, entire U.S., 10,000. 27 deaths. So 27 of 10,000, over 10,000 people have died of healthcare workers. So what I want you to realize is this, is think for a minute, right? Why is that number so low? Why is that number so low? When that many, 10,000 have had it, but only 27 have died, and 10 of them were over 65 years old. Why? Why is that percentage so low? Because you've got to think, as I've been saying, the only thing that defeats coronavirus is your immune system. It's how healthy you are. It's how well you take care of yourself. So think about the majority of these frontline workers that are in healthcare settings. What's their health like? Are they in pretty decent health? I know a lot of healthcare workers. A lot of them are pretty good. They're pretty good. Hey, Nicole, thank you for commenting on that. That's exactly why I'm bringing you the truth. And you want the article? I'll send it to you. Message me. But that's exactly why I'm doing these. Because you need to be armed with the truth. So that way, the anxiety level, the stress levels can come down. Because when you're stressed and anxious, your immune system goes south. You've got to be calm, relaxed, and know and be armed with facts and truth to have that confidence. All right? And so, yeah, it's just, you got to think and ask yourself, why is that? Well, the healthcare workers are obviously at a better level of health than the people who take care of. And what else did I want to share with you with that? Oh, here's some more stats. Gosh, I shared this info. I don't know if it was in a video last week or if it was just a post, but I think it was a post. It was a picture. There was actually this post I made over the weekend was one of the most commented on posts I had, and I just put stats. I put some commentary of my own, but it was stats. It was facts. It was a screenshot. Lots of comments on it. And I like it. It's good, healthy debate. We all should be able to have a forum to share. It was all respectful and good. But the thing was about the fact that they stopped tracking flu. That the director, whoever it was, Dr. Birx, right? Dr. Birx, she comes on and says, we decided, the CDC, we said, we're stopped tracking flu because the flu is gone. The flu's gone. Where'd it go? Like, it was here, where you're tracking, the numbers were here, and all of a sudden, boom, you're like, it's gone. We're just going to stop. And yeah, even though the CDC website says that we are going to track it till May 30th, 2020, and that's the date you track it to every year, May 30th, the stats are there, the numbers are there, the graph is there, it's all there. But all of a sudden this year, boom, what happened? Why did we all of a sudden do it? I'm going to show you this on my computer here, and this is from the CDC. This isn't bullshit. This is the fact. There is a scale of 10 that the CDC has. The CDC, a scale of 10 on the flu and how bad it is. The flu was so bad this year, so bad that they created a whole other level. It was off the chart. That the 10 scale was good enough, so they added levels 11, 12, and 13, a very high category. That's what they added because things were so bad. And when they stopped tracking these numbers, they stopped. It was April 17th, and she said, flu's gone. I'm going to show you this chart from the CDC website. It was through the roof. And where do you think it's through the roof? Just put it, I'm just going to leave it out and let it hang. I want to wait for one of you brave souls to tell me if you had to pick an area where you think it was through the roof, where maybe they would say, we don't want to have flu deaths in that area anymore. We don't want to track the flu deaths there. Where do you think that was? Is anybody brave enough to guess? Or you don't want to have that target on your back either? I'll wait. Hey, Victoria. Hey, Uncle Jimmy. Good to see you on board. Melanie's watching. All right. Well, here's what I'm going to show you from the CDMFC. I added the MF for emphasis. Emphatic. I got some emphasis coming your way later in this video. Just hang in there. It's going to be great. But, hey, Jenny, you are the winner, Jenny. Winner, Jenny. We're going to send you a Chick-fil-A dinner. Chick-fil-A. Emerson went to Chick-fil-A the other day. All right, so here's what I'm going to show you. Now, I know this may be backwards, and you might not be able to see this clearly, but I'll read it for you. It says pneumonia and flu mortality surveillance. Now, rotate my phone. I don't want to rotate my phone. Don't tell me to rotate my phone. So here's this. Let me show you this. Okay, back it out. Where is it? Okay. Terrific. So here is when the flu season started. They started tracking it. Here's the cases, the spikes. Here is where it was when they stopped. This is where it was when they said there was no more flu. Right here. That's it. That's the number. So all of a sudden, it was here. It got to that point. Flu's gone. There's no more flu. Somebody's bullshitting you, and it's not me. It's not me. So, that's not even... So that's actually... And now that's the total cases of the flu. Hang in there, because I got another... This is great. This is right from the CDC. I can forward this to you. I can screenshot, and I will. The flu hospitalization, this year, when they stopped it, it was the second worst on record. Second worst. Now, I mean, we don't have the 1918 flu, but look at this. This here, this charts the flu right here, 2019-20. The only year that was worse was 2017-2018. This is where we were, and all of a sudden, boom, they stopped it. Blank. It just stopped and dropped off because it was gone. It was dead. There was no more flu. The flu, it was gone. Miraculously, like it was that high. It was the second worst flu season on record by the CDC, keeping track. And all of a sudden, boom, no more flu. It's gone. Watch this one, because here's the map. You're going to love this. You're going to love it. Facts. Here is the scale that I was telling you about. And there's minimal, low, moderate, high. They added these three, the very high, for the flu cases because it was so through the roof. Look at where it is. Where? Can you see that on the map? There you are. Look at where it's red. New York, Connecticut. Ooh, where is it the very highest, worst color? New Jersey. That flu is just gone, right? The flu went bye-bye. And now it's bad in Louisiana. Also not so hot and it's not good in South Carolina. But interesting that, this is from the week ended April 11th. This is what ended April 11th. But she came on. They came on the 17th. Flu's gone. It was that high. Like, that's not like that wasn't like the tracking for the whole year. That was at active cases at that point in time. I'm telling you, if you want the truth with no BS, and I ain't getting paid to do it. I'm just doing it for you. I'm doing it because I want you to be confident, and I want you to be informed with facts and truth. So that's what that's all about. Oh, it's crazy. And again, I shared this info the other day, and they updated it. 11.7. 11.7, the mortality rate for flu and pneumonia this year in the United States. 11.7. That's a higher mortality rate than coronavirus, which is at worst 5%. At worst. And if anything, you'll see some places where it's 1%, 1.5%. 11.7% is, it's crazy. They're not telling you this. Hey, Jake, good to see you, brother. Thank you so much. I'm going to keep on preaching like a preacher. That's another funny story. I'll have to share that. I'll have to make a note about that. How someone thought I was a pastor once. I'll share that. And actually, it's a very, very, very cool story. It's not tonight, but I will do that soon. It's very special, and it has very famous implications that will. I was honored. I was honored when I was the person called me pastor. Guillain-Barré syndrome. They're finding is related to coronavirus. Just some early facts and figures coming in. What else was this one here that I wanted to share with you? Yeah. Oh, so then here's an interesting thing. So, how many times do we hear, people will, thank you, Jake. That is awesome. Another great chiropractor on board. I love the fact that he's watching and taking the time and sharing those comments. Thank you, Jake. You're hearing about this plasma infusion that they're doing for COVID patients. And again, they're trying anything to try to help people get well, and I get it. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't be trying and innovating and experimenting, but people are live guinea pigs with how things are going. But the World Health Organization, and this is from Reuters, this is through Reuters and World Health Organization, that they're unsure the antibodies protect against COVID. So they're doing all this plasma transfer, and it may not even work. And so when people talk about, oh, where's the studies and the efficacy? Well, they're just doing things shotgun approaches, trying anything they can. Now, here's one that I'm scared to even tell you. This is a big secret. Hey, Kelly, good to see you on board. This is a big secret. I better not share this. I'm telling you this because the reason why I'm scared to say it is because it's going to get cold in the house real soon, because it's like freezing temperatures tonight, and I know the way Irene is, and she's going to just take this and run with it. This came through, and I'll have to find the exact source, but it's through Medscape. They did it. They've actually done some studies and checking the amount of coronavirus and the droplets in the air and whatnot. That they are saying that that if you let outside air in, to open your windows is what they're saying to beat this. Open your windows. Which, by the way, if anybody checks the stuff that I've been doing in my office, we've been opening our windows and we've had the heat turned up in the office to allow the fresh air to come through and keep patients comfortable. I don't care that my heat bill is going through the roof because I want it safe for my patients. So number one, open the windows, fresh air, dilute the contaminants, and turn off the air conditioning. Open the windows. See, Irene's already, oh God, it's going to be bad. They also say for higher humidification, they want a relative humidity of 40% or higher. So humidity helps mitigate and minimize the coronavirus. And what's the third thing, Irene? We had this conversation before in a previous live, is open the blinds. Because again, they found that UV rays kill the coronavirus. So yeah, there you go. And that's, I can give you the source if you want it, but it's that simple, right? I mean, it's simple things that people do. Open the windows, get the fresh air in, open the blinds, let the UV kill it, and make sure that the humidity level is up. So, right, have the humidifier running when, it's great. Simple, just that simple. They also, for anybody that has, even though masks are now becoming more prevalent and the shortage has dropped, that you can reuse your or sanitize your N95 masks, and that one of the ways that you can do it is you can heat it to over 158 degrees. So heat will kill it, and you have to have it at that temperature for an hour. The other thing is expose it to UV rays. UV rays. If you take your N95 mask and it said UV rays for an hour, that's killing the COVID virus. Yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff. All right, so what do I got? Water. It's all clean tonight. It's all going to be okay. My tip and suggestion for you is make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Your body needs water. That's the biggest deficiency. When people ask me about nutritional help, what's your water intake? That's number one. We'll talk about vitamins, minerals, how much protein, carbs, fats. We'll get into all that. But number one, doesn't matter what you do, water. You got to be hydrated. Let's get you there first, get that habit, and then we'll build from there. That's number one. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water. Here's my thing I want to tell you about. Oh, I've talked to you guys about this already. If you haven't got on board yet and you want to get into the locker room, that's our private space to hang out. And I'm going to hit there later after. It's IAGBOK, which stands for It's All Going to Be Okay. The IAGBOK locker room. If you want to get in, go ahead, find it, search for it. It's a group on Facebook, and I will look forward to seeing you pop up. And just a few easy questions to ask. And you got to agree to the rules. Easy rules. Here's what I want to share with you. 3 words, and it's all about emphasis. And I told you earlier, just a few minutes ago, I was saying that I was going to talk about emphasis. Being emphatic. Emphasis for 3 words. Some of the 3 most powerful words you can say are, I love you. Those words. I love you. And just saying those words. In fact, I'm going to ask you right now just to say that, just to put that out in the universe. Just saying that changes things inside of your own body, and putting that out into the universe. Just to say, I love you. I love you. Just say those 3 words. I love you. However you want to say it, just say, I love you. It's powerful. Just bringing that out. But I want to talk about emphasis, because you can take something, a short sentence as that, and you change the emphasis and you empower it even more. You can say, I love you. You can emphasize the I. I love you. I love you. You can emphasize the love by saying, I love you. I love you. I love you. And you can emphasize the you by saying, I love you. I love you. 3 words, one of the most powerful sentences you could say in the human language. And by emphasizing one of those words, just makes it that much more powerful. And that's what I want you to get out of tonight, is that you are powerful, and that you can put that positive energy, that healing energy, that love and power through you and to others. And by adding just a little bit of emphasis, wherever you want, I'm putting that on you. You can choose where you want to emphasize it. But I'm going to say, suggest, encourage you to empower yourself and others by adding just a little emphasis when you speak, and adding it to that powerful sentence. With that said, I'll be back tomorrow. I love you, and it's all gonna be okay. I promise you that. See you tomorrow.